Right, welcome everyone. This is a video about the art of ceremony for those of you who have been asking about it and are interested in potentially taking this training this year in May 2025. We'll be starting on 6th of May, which is actually Tuesday evening, and we'll be running, or I'll be running the training on a Tuesday night from 7 till 9 each week consecutively for 6 months. And the only break is that we're going to take August off. So we're going to run May, June, and July. And then we'll take August off just because a lot of people travel then, it's festival season, etc. And then we'll come back together in September, October, and November. So it's actually nice to have that 1 month to integrate the information that you've got, the practices, and just have a little time for everything to settle. And what I wanted to show you on this video is to go into greater depth about what we're doing. We are 10 modules into this cohort, so we finish in about 6 weeks for this round of the cohort that we're in. I wanted to show you actually what the training involves, because it's quite in-depth and detailed, and it's also a lot more than just working with Cacao. Cacao is the central pillar for the training. And we're going to have 6 months to be in Dieta with the medicine, to work with her, to get to know her, to create that relationship and open your channel so you can really hear Mama Cacao and you can allow the medicine to guide you through your offerings and your ceremonies. Now, on the cohort that I'm currently teaching, we've had a lot of facilitators, and this training really is both for facilitators who are already facilitating breath work, yoga, sound healing, other therapeutic practices, and also for those of you who are perhaps moving from being someone who has wanted to be in service for a long time and been on your own journey into actually having the skills and the grounding to hold space for people and hold ceremony for people. So I'm going to go through, we're at 10 modules in, and this here is what you'll see when you log into the course. So as well as the Zoom calls that you're going to have on a weekly basis, you also get a WhatsApp group of support. So it's really nice. You get to be in the group with the other people on your cohorts, and you get to exchange messages and information, also to ask questions and just be in touch. And then we do the Zoom calls, and then everything gets uploaded onto this platform, both the PDFs, which will constitute an entire booklet by the time you finish. So you'll have like a manual of the course, and you'll have the live recordings, which are there for you to go back to and watch again and again, or retake ceremonies or parts of ceremonies, or rehear and relearn. So you always have this resource available. And this is what the platform looks like for you when you log on. You can see you'll go through Cacao to the Art of Ceremony Facilitation training, and this is the welcome page. So just saying welcome and instructor. There's also a discussion group. Okay, and then as we go, you'll have a weekly live Zoom link, so it'll be the same link for 6 months. That's super easy. And then we also have resources here. So resources is books to read, places to find the instruments you might want to use, all things that come up through the training that you may like to then delve into deeper for your own research. We put into the resources. So it's an ever-growing and expanding list of resources for you, so you can then go on and find the flute that you want, or the drum that you want, or find a book on deeper trauma work, or working with nonviolent communication, or more shamanic books, etc. So then we have a whole welcome section, so you'll get the welcome messages. We did an opening ceremony, so you can see here the ceremony is recorded, and this is the recording. There's a PDF about what we did, and then each week throughout the training you get what I call soul work. So once we've done a learning module, then you'll go away and obviously digest that information. I'll give you soul work, questions about it, things to research, things to find out, things to ponder and consider. How do you want to work with this information? Does it fit for you? Does it not? Does it merge with the information you already know, or help you deepen any aspect of your learning? And then we go 1 week through the course, through the training, go 1 week learning in a module, so around a subject, and then the next week we do the ceremony, which shows you how to integrate that information into ceremony. So by the time you leave, you're going to have a lot of information, a lot of choices. How do you want your ceremonies to be? But most importantly, you're going to have the ability, the skills, and the knowledge to tune in what wants to come through you. What are your ESPs, your extrasensory perceptions. What are your unique gifts? Where's the medicine guiding you to? What's authentic for you? And this is, of course, different for everybody. So it's not a cookie cutter. This is how you run the ceremony. It's let's connect you to the medicine so you can bring your gifts through. And then here's lots of information and modalities that may suit you that you can dive into. All right. So then we go module 1, the history and the science of cacao. Where to source cacao from, the different lineages of trees, all the nutritional information, contraindications of cacao comes in module 2. So you can see module 2, cacao and its contraindications. If I just press the step down, you can see here, these are the PDFs, so cacao and contraindications, herbs and adaptogens, building your relationship with cacao, really important. More information about traditional plant medicine dietas, as you would in the jungle. Connecting with Mama Cacao and finding your extrasensory perceptions. How do you see, hear, know her? How do you connect to that information from the field? How does it run through you and come to you? We go into opening the ceremony by calling in the 4 directions. And the importance of medicine songs and ceremonies, their place and their energy and vibration, the effect that they have working with the medicine. And then, of course, you get all of that information. We've gone through a live recording, as you can see here. You get soul work. So that's just module 2, and then module 2 ceremony, the live replay of the ceremony, the soul work, and then some extra videos that I created for working with medicine songs, part 1 and 2. Now module 3, the art of trauma-informed facilitation. It's a really beautiful module because I think it's a key part of being able to facilitate nowadays. There's so much trauma on the planet. We need to have the right information, to have the sensitivity, not to potentially trigger our participants. But if they do get disassociated or shut down, freeze, or if they're fawning, which is another trauma response, then how do we help them? How do we help regulate them and bring them back into their body nice and grounded? And I actually have a dear friend and specialist trauma facilitator lecturer come in to teach this one. So you can see there is information, the live recording, the PDFs, what is trauma, what it's not, the autonomic nervous system and polyvagal theory, creating and managing safe spaces, the importance of therapeutic presence, the trauma and healing vortex. I really love this explanation. Trauma-informed language, how to track your nervous system and engage as a practice in your felt sense, so you know where you are. Very important when you're a practitioner and facilitating a ceremony. And again, soul work, and then we did a live call. So that's module 3. Module 4, the art of self-regulation, and we just go through. We talked about the biofield, the impact of sound in your ceremonial spaces. We go into some practices like toning, practice for self-regulation, for grounding, and then again soul work and a ceremony call. So you can see the pattern of how the training goes. And then I added pranayama and kriyas for module 4, so separate videos to give you practices for breathwork. I think is so important. One, for your own regulation, your own practice, your own health of your energy body and keeping your nadis and your systems clear and clean, but also to bring into ceremony to work with cacao, because breath, movement, sound, and cacao all go so seamlessly together and really help people to come back to themselves, to drop into their bodies and be able to hear the wisdom that the medicine's coming through with for them. So there's all of these to practice as well. And of course, you can go back and incorporate these as part of your practice as you like over time. So as we get to module 5, setting up your spaces and journeying. So you can see setting up a space of journey, set up your ceremonial space, which of course is on all of the levels: physical space, energetic space, journeying. So we start to go into different shamanic journeys, lower world and upper world journeys, soul work, and of course the replays, journeying into the upper world. We cover shapeshifter journeys, which are very interesting, to be able to merge with the spirit and the energies of animals and to be able to see through the eyes of their medicine and their perspective, and the archetypal animals we might work with, to gain those perspectives and learn from them. Of course, all in sacred reciprocity. And then I've uploaded extra videos for you to take these journeys for yourself in your own time. And then as we get to module 6, deepening your connection. So information on practices, how to deepen your connection with the medicine, to go deeper into it and really start to bring it through as a way of life for yourself, not just something that you do, a perhaps on the weekend or in the evening, but working deeply on your day-to-day with the medicine, letting her guide you. And then we have a live course, Soul Work. We dive into some information, some journeys through Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, which is a modality that I studied for many years, and I think it's so fascinating and works so well with Cacao. She can be so visual and taking us on these archetypical journeys through the Tree of Life. And then again, according to Soul Work, advanced practices for one-to-ones and ceremonies, so discussing how to work in one-to-ones with your clients or doing couples work, pairs work. Cacao, as you know, if you're here by now, you'll know it's a heart medicine, so really helping couples in difficulty to reconnect to themselves primarily, and then of course to each other with love, with respect, and work out the kinks or the ways they're missing each other within their relationships. And then again, just deeper practices. We're going quite a lot here into deeper practices. Again, soul work, and then starting to work out if you're going to hold ceremonies over Zoom, how do we do that technically? What are the right settings and things? And then it's actually in module 7 that I start to hand over to you guys to start holding your own ceremonies within the safety of the group and the safety of the container. So by now you'll have enough information to really be able to hold a ceremony, to put a ceremony together, and to try it out, just to give it a go with your cohort in a safe space, to receive constructive feedback, and to also just really enjoy getting to hold space with, by now, your friends on the training. So we started with that, and then we did the same in module 8. We split the ceremony times. We have 2 participants in module 8, 2 participants in module 9, 2 participants in module 10, and so on through towards the final ceremony of the training. So creating space and freeing your voice. And I'm really passionate about embodied sound work, and actually how much Cacao and other plant medicines really open that channel for you to be able to use your voice to speak your truth and trust whatever is coming through you within the ceremony space, whether that's your words or the sounds or the songs. And it's so deeply empowering to be able to use your voice and to be able to sing and speak clearly. And there's such a magical process that happens when we work with the voice. It doesn't just open up the throat, it opens the heart, it opens Manipura, it opens up our creative life force, sexual energy. So actually we become very deeply embodied when we talk, when we sing, rather than talking or singing from here or from here or from here. It's a full body experience. That whole Shakti rises and becomes a transmission within the ceremony space. And then we talk about and go into a little basic, well, I say basic, but we touch upon working with parts. So really being able to identify protector parts and how to navigate yourself in daily life, to notice those parts and how to be in communion with them, conversation with them, and help them to receive the safety they need in the presence of your loving self. So that's a really interesting module, part of the module that I love to teach and work with. And then we do some vocal toning and O-toning as practice, both for regulation and for opening. And of course you can see we did a live call. I did a separate video explaining more deeply, working with parts with some exercises. You can get to know this. And then we did another live ceremony where 2 of the participants held the space. And then module 9, we're almost there, almost to module 10. Module 9, well done for getting this far in the video. Working with altars and working with emotions. So this, we really talk about the principle of a mesa, a sacred mesa, a sacred altar for yourself, that you collect sacred objects from nature and you clean them and put your energy into them, you feed them energetically or practically. So you have this personal mesa, this basically like a power altar that you have with you in your home, and it's sacred, and then you can take with you to ceremony, and it guides you, it helps you to navigate the ceremonial space, as well as also perhaps having a bigger altar within the center of the space with which you can also create the mandala, the energetic mandala for the ceremony, and invite your participants to come and add to that. So it's more of a cohesive mandala that's co-created with the people who come. Talk about working with both Mayan or Andean and Celtic altars, as we're here in the UK. And then we talk about working with emotions in ceremony. And of course, we can gear our ceremonies around emotions. So holding things like gratitude ceremonies, ceremonies for joy and celebration, but also holding ceremonies for sacred rage, for grief, and how to go about that if that kind of work calls you. And then again, we had another ceremony with one of our participants. And in module 10, which is where we're up to, we just have 2 more till we finish, we start talking about sharing circles through the lens of NVC, nonviolent communication, and healthy client boundaries, building your Cacao community, which starts to touch upon a little bit of one of the modules we're coming up to, which is the business module within the training, and then as a guide to nonviolent communication and the soul work. So that's where we're up to right now. The modules coming up are the business module. We'll be doing the business module next, how to structure your business, the kind of challenges you might face, how to get support, finances, pricing, all of that stuff we'll go into as well. Yeah, so if you have any questions about the training, if you've got this far in the video and you're interested in it, then please shoot me a message, whichever channel you're seeing this through, an email, say hello at cacaocita.com, and we can have a dialogue, we can have a chat and see if it fits you, if it's going to be the right training for you, if it's really what you're looking for, and if it's something that's going to benefit you. All right, thank you for watching, and speak to you soon. Blessings.